This is how I got my first job as an aircraft maintenance engineer apprentice. Guys, I know the reality of graduating from school as an apprentice, especially with no experience. When I was in school, I remember my professors were telling me, after graduation, we are going to help you guys how to find a job. We're going to do that, do this. But the reality is, once you graduate, you are doing everything alone. Professors are not trying to help 200 students. That's just the reality. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing you guys my experience of how I got my first job as an apprentice and what are the things that really helped me out. The first thing that really helped me out to get my first job was by asking for help. I feel like some apprentices don't really understand the advantage and the leverage you have when you have somebody to guide you through and make things more easier, guys. I'll give you guys a cool story. When I graduated from school, 2 months went by, 3 months went by, I could not get a job. I tried everything possible, everything humanly possible that I could do based on my experience. I did everything. Are you talking about applying for jobs online? I applied for hundreds of jobs online. Even for licensed job, I applied for everything, but I wasn't getting no reply. I wasn't getting no interviews, right? Until I reached out to one of my professors who had a lot of experience in aviation. I reached out to him. I told him my problem, that I have not been able to find a job, right? And me just reaching out to him, he told me to send him my resume. He's gonna go through my resume, and guys, I'm telling you, he told me to fix some few things, and me just fixing those few things got me my first job, right? And not only the fixing my resume, he also gave me a reference of a company which was Bombardier Aerospace that was hiring at that time. And he told me, instead of applying online, why don't I fix up my resume and go in person and drop my resume? And I tell you guys, in a week, no interviews, nothing. That's how I got my first job. And if I didn't reach out to someone for help, if I didn't reach out to someone that had more experience than I did, how would I get that first job? That's the reality, man. I usually tell apprentices there are ways to get a job, to make your job, to get a job in this industry, right? The first one is by doing it by yourself. Yes, it's possible. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible, but it might take you a little bit longer. But once you have somebody who's going to help you out, once you have somebody who's going to direct you to the right way, there's no guarantee. No one can guarantee you. I cannot even guarantee you a job in a month, in a day, but I can show you the pathways of how to get a job faster. That's just the reality of you asking for help. That's the reality of reaching out to people. And that's why I usually strongly advise people to have mentors before graduation. There are ways you can connect with licensed people nowadays. LinkedIn is a really, really good one, man. LinkedIn is so valuable. You can connect with people that are already in the industry, who already have the license. And the reality is, because some companies are looking, they don't even put the job posting online, right? A lot of airline companies don't even put the job posting online, right? They usually ask internally first and see if anybody has any kind of recommendation or references. Then that is when they start putting jobs online. That's why the reality of having a mentor and having someone to guide you through, to give you the right information, is really, really important, man. And this is something that really helped me out to get my first job, by asking for help, right? And that's just the reality. The second thing we talk about that really helped me out was changing my mindset. And you guys be like, what do you mean by Peter changing your mindset? Guys, I told you guys I came to this country as an international student, and the group of friends I had at that time were all in Toronto, and I've always been an introvert person, whereby I don't like, making too many friends. I'm really picky with the friends I make. I don't talk a lot either. So the friends I had at that time, I didn't want to lose them. I always wanted to stay with them in the same city, right? But I was hurting myself. I was really hurting myself, because I remember this clearly, man. I really remember this. A friend of mine reached out to me back then. He graduated from school. In that time, there was a company called Aviation. They're still available right now. They were hiring in Halifax. Halifax. The guy applied to it, and he told me, Peter, you should apply to. These guys are looking for a lot of apprentices there. But me, that time, my mindset was so clumsy. I was so, I wasn't thinking ahead of, I wasn't trying to expand my opportunity, right? I was like, nah, I don't want to go to Halifax. I want to stay in Toronto. Guys, the reality is to get our first job, you got to make sacrifice. Everyone, it can ask every licensed people, they all had to make a sacrifice in one way or the other, and yes, I got my first job, but the thing is, when I got that first job as a Bombardier Aerospace, it wasn't as a apprentice. Yes, it was in Bombardier Aerospace, I was doing an AME job, right? But the thing is, because I was working in pre-flight and I was also working in assembling, it can't really help me out. I could not really get my logbook signed fast, right? Until I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna make that sacrifice, go to anywhere that's applying for jobs. And that is how I got my second job as an apprentice. So I changed my mindset. I went to a city called Trois-Rivières. For you guys that are living in Quebec, you know that city, right? It's called Trois-Rivières. It's a really, really small town. Beautiful, by the way. That's how I got my second job for apprenticeship. And that is where I got my signature fast sign. And that was how I got my license as fast as possible. If I did not change my mindset, I would probably still be in Toronto trying to probably still be working there, still be working in Bombardier Aerospace, but my license would have taken forever to get. You know what I'm saying? That my license would have taken forever. So changing your mindset is really, really important, man. I right now, like I told you guys, I do help apprentices in terms of job application, resume building. I recently started helping this dude to build his resume to find a job, right? And the first thing the guy told me, I was like, nah, Peter, I'm not trying to go to a different province. I told him the reality. If you have that type of mindset, I'm not ready to help you out. That's just the reality, because I know how it is. Like I told you guys, me even helping you out is not the 100% guarantee you're gonna get a job in 1 day, in 2 days, in 1 week, right? I can show you the step, I can show you the pathways on how to get a job, but if you are limiting yourself to one location, I can't even help you out. That's just the reality. I can't do that much, because now I only got to focus, instead of me fishing the net to everywhere, to all the people I know across Canada. Now I'm limiting myself to only Toronto. It's not possible. That's just the reality. It's not possible. There's not that many companies in just Ontario, right? Like I told you guys, Quebec is one of the biggest provinces for aviation. If you're looking for a job right now, I would say you should focus a lot more in Quebec, because there's a lot of more opportunities here. You know what I mean? That is something that happens when you expand your limitation. You know what I mean? And that's something I tell people, man. You can't just have that mindset and stay in one place and expect the same different results when you're doing the same thing. It's not possible. So those are the two field things that really helped me out. The first one is by reaching out for your help. But guys, that's just the reality, and this is something I help apprentices with. So if you're an apprentice who just graduated from school, you're lost, you're feeling like you're losing it, you're feeling the pressure from your parents, from your friends, you feel like you don't have any more options on how to get this job, this is something I can help apprentices with. I can show you the pathways on how to get the job faster, and I can help you out with the connections I have built, right? I can show you how to, and give you resumes, I can give you emails on companies to apply, I can give you strategies on how to get the job fast as possible. This is something I help apprentices with. If you're that type of apprentice that need that type of help, like I said, click the link in the description and book a consultation. And guys, this is not a fast result. You're not gonna get a result in 1 day. Yes, it's possible. It actually happened one time, but I'm telling you the reality. It's not something that is gonna happen in 1 day, on 1 week. It might take 2 to 3 weeks. You know what I mean? But I guarantee you, me helping you out is something that is gonna make your apprenticeship and your job looking for a little bit more faster. So if you're that type of apprentice that need that type of help, click the link in the description and book a consultation, and let me see how I can help you out. All right, for you guys that are new to my channel, my name is Peter. I am a licensed aircraft maintenance engineer, and I have hundreds of videos regarding aircraft maintenance engineering on my channel. So if you need more information regarding aircraft maintenance engineering, please do not forget to click that link in the description, and also watch a couple of my videos and see how those information are more educated. All right, for you guys that are new to my channel, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Love you guys.